Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for attending our Be Inspired event today. It's my honor to introduce to you all of our panelists. First, we have our moderator, Kathy Ives. Kathy is the owner of Optical Vision Resources and Optical Vision Site. She also has over 30 years of industry experience. Then we have Yasmin Johnson. Yasmin is a stylist and buyer at Park Slope Eye in Brooklyn. And we have Douglas Marshall. Douglas is a social media guru and also, into media and men's fashion and is a TV personality. And lastly, we have your optical buddy, ClearVision's president, David Friedfeld. So without further ado, I will pass it on to Kathy.
Thank you. So welcome, and thank you for being here. So we're going to talk about the men's business and the men's clothing and men's accessories today, and particularly how it relates to eyewear and customization. So here we have you as the men's fashion blogger. What do you see are the trends coming out in the spring, summer 2014 and going into the fall, winter?
Well, that's a good question. First of all, I printed out this amazing thing from the Pantone website that showed a forecast for what the colors of spring-summer 2014 are. And it was colors I'd never even heard about. It's like tangerine, chartreuse, like purple. And so that's not black, that's not gray, that's not, toned down. Guys wear color. They think in color. If you look on the runways from Gucci to Prada to Burberry, a big trend right now is color blocking and also florals. Guys are wearing florals. Guys are thinking in color. They are not afraid to wear color. But that's what's cool about the concept with Izod is it's kind of color blocked. You can choose it. But yeah, definitely there's no more blue shirt day and white shirt day. It's all in color.
Okay, and how does that relate with you're selling to men? Do you find men easy to sell to, hard to sell to? What about men in wearing color?
I find it easy only because I always make it a point and find it super important to just get to know my customer. I want to know, what makes him comfortable. I want to know, because I think anything can be done as long as it's right. So if, say, a customer is just curious about color, I might not put him in like full-on color, but we'll tone it down and we'll keep him in his browns that he likes or his grays that he likes, but maybe give him like a pop of the red or a pop of the purple or a pop of blue.
Okay, and David, what do you think about that? And how does that translate with the Izod that you're doing in the color blocking and the customization?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for telling me I could ultimately be cool again from the 80s.
Yes.
If I kept all my clothes. I'm in a good place.
Yes.
But we actually see that a lot in eyewear, what you just talked about, color blocking, and that is part of what we've done here. You mentioned about your New Balance shoes, that you actually designed those or made those, sounds like, or?
I could have, but
okay.
These were the
pre-standard. Yeah, we can do that. So that's part of where we got the idea, that you're able to easily change temples here with 9 different colors. And of course, if you want to, with acetate, you can tint the acetate or decorate the acetate. So we believe very much what you said, that there's an opportunity for a certain segment of the marketplace to personalize, to have more color in their wardrobe, especially on their face. And I chose blue today for my blue eyes.
Do you see this more like with the growth of companies or online sites like Etsy, which is a lot of the DIY and the crafts? How do you see that relating into the fashion aspect and customization of eyewear?
Well, for me, why I personally think that customization has gotten so big and it's getting bigger and this is the right time is because of things like Instagram and TwitPics and people posting on social media and Pinterest. The selfie. People are taking pictures of themselves wearing their hot outfits. They've got their new bag. They've got their shades. They've got their eyeglasses, whatever it is. And it's a platform where not only are they wearing brands, but they're the model for those brands. It's not just traditional advertising where the brand tells you how it should look. Now I'm showing you how I think it should look, and I'm the master of my own domain. But I have a pair of customized lenses that you don't. And so I've created demand, and it's cool. So when people get something that's personal to them, they can't wait to talk about it, and then they can't wait to tweet about it, and other people become interested. They're like, I want my stamp on that. And so customization is getting even more pivotal,
Right.
I think.
So what you're saying to me is that not only by offering a customization and between the selfies, which is all of this, really can help build the brand at the office, not just for the product, but if they're decorating, if they're showcasing. I mean, all you're doing is promoting your office.
Absolutely, I think it would be awesome because we have kind of branded the way we do our office to where it's like a boutique setting. It's like fashion boutique. So we pride ourselves on when we buy piece by piece, like we never buy like 10 of one thing anyway. We'll buy like one of each, and then so that way we can tell the customer, once you have this, it's done, it's gone. But they like that because it creates that exclusivity. And I think something like this would just kind of take that to the next level because they can really customize what they want.
Okay. And on the runways, what are you seeing?
Well, first of all, when I look at glasses or eyewear, when I was growing up, it was something like, oh, I have to get glasses. I need them to see. There are so many people walking around wearing glasses right now that don't need corrective eyewear, or they wear contacts and they're wearing blanks because people want to wear eyewear. Because you can put on a pair of glasses and you can change something that you say about yourself without saying it. It changes your look. It makes you look smarter. It makes you look more edgy. And I think the idea of color is unexpected and it's accepted. And I have a perfect example of who would totally wear these on the weekends that you might not picture wearing them. There's a guy, Alan, who moved into my building, and he is a banker, and he looks like a by-the-numbers banker, like Brooks Brothers suit, Gucci loafers, coiffed hair. On the weekends I see him, he is wearing like a baseball cap a little off to the side, and he's in his late 20s. We're not talking like young guy. And like cool high tops. And it's like complete 180 in terms of style. And that is what I find. People might have jobs where they need to look a little more mainstream corporate during the week, but on the weekends, they really let their style go. They let it flow, and they do what they need to do to look cool. And these are the people that are going out, and these are the people that are getting the ladies, because women like details on a guy. And guys aren't afraid to think about putting a look together now.
Well, I mean, I think what's interesting about crystal in general with the color, because I think it goes across all ages. You get the young guy. I mean, I think getting the men is a hard market because here they're 50% of the population, but in reality, they're only like 30% of the sales. So why not capture that? And why are these men going out there and they're buying it? That we know that they're buying eyewear, but the clear, I think, goes from the young, wants to be trendy, to the sports enthusiast. But you can get the older man with the gray hair. I mean, yes or no?
Absolutely. Crystal P3, like the rounder shape, like what Doug is wearing, is classic for an older man.
Yeah.
Well, and also you can change, like if I have them for a year and then I think, all right, well, I'm bored with this, I can change them. I can dye them. I can dye them a darker color. If I had already dyed them once, I can change the sides. And it's also IZOD, and I think what the market's really going to like about that is because these frames are very fashion forward, the concept's very fashion forward, and I used to wear IZOD polos on the playground growing up, and I like when brands grow up with me. If you look at Gant, who kind of just had a renaissance and now has Michael Bastian consulting, designing, things like that, it's like Gant's everywhere. And I think that something like these glasses are a little bit unexpected and new and different, and it really runs up against like a Ray-Ban, which I mean, a lot of guys kind of go towards that, but this opens up a whole new market. And I think people like the idea, like, I know Izod. Like, I wore that when I was a kid. Like, the people buying these have kids who might be wearing Izod. You know, it's like a brand that grows up with you is something that becomes even more coveted and special. And so I think this is a new and different way that we're seeing Izod eyewear, and I think people are going to love it.
So that's kind of a trend. The memory trend is all, yeah, the emotional trend. I mean, to affiliate that, I think that's why we're doing so much vintage. Do you have an opinion on that part? On the style?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I used to scour vintage stores around New York. I know where all the good ones are, and buy so much old school stuff. And now they sell it like that, like the Etsy world, Urban Outfitters, the way they curate things. You know, you can buy a pair of Sperry topsiders from J. Crew, and they like sort of break them in for you. You know, it's like nothing is new anymore. Everything is meant to look distressed. I used to iron my clothes mercilessly. You don't have to iron anymore because they have actual rumpled shirts in the Gap that are meant to look like you grabbed them out of the laundry. So this is the vintage. It's here. Vintage is new. Everything looks vintage.
Yeah.
No, Kathy, just want to thank you for moderating very nicely.
Thank you,
Yasmin,
Kathy.
thank you very much. It was a pleasure to meet you today. Douglas, keep doing it, baby.
Thank you for showing up. This has been a lot of fun. Please come over here and play around. I mean, your creative spirit. Thank you for coming and have a great show.
Thank you.